So today we're going to do section 2.6. It's all about solving equations with variables on both sides. So, do you guys see how the variables are on different sides of the equal sign? We need to get them together. We get them together using inverse operations. We always pick on the little guy. What's bigger, 5x or 2x? I think I said what's bigger, right? What's bigger? 5x. So we're going to pick on the 2x, okay? The way we move a positive term like the 2x is to subtract 2x from both sides. When we do that, we end up with 3x plus 2 equals 14. Now what? Subtract 2 from both sides. This should look just like the two-steppers we've been doing for about a week or so. This gives me 3x equals 12. And what do? Divide by 3. And what does x equal? What's 12 divided by 3? 4. Very good. Questions? All right, number 2. So as you're writing this, put your line of equality and then decide if the variables are on the same side or different sides. Are they on the same side of the equal sign or different sides of the equal sign? Different sides. When they're on different sides, you got to decide which one you're going to pick on. Who do we want to pick on? The 4x or the 7x? The 4x. It's positive, so to move the entire thing, I need to subtract it. A lot of people try to divide. If you divide it, you're breaking up the 4 and the x, which we will do eventually. But right now, we want to keep them all together and get them with the other x's. So we're subtracting 4x from both sides. Those would go away. That negative is still with the 10, so don't just forget about it. 7x minus 4x gives us 3x minus 5.
That's a negative 10.
That is a negative 10, yes. All right, now the x's are together. It's just like a regular old two-stepper. So what do I want to do first?
Plus 5.
Yeah, add the 5 to both sides. That is going to give us negative 5 equals 3x. Then what? Divide both sides by 3. So you right now have x equals negative 5 over 3. If you want to leave it like that, that's fine because you can't actually divide 5 by 3. Or you can type it in the calculator. If you type it in the calculator, I believe you get negative 1.666666. So you would write it like that. Either one of those is acceptable. It just depends on what sort of technology you have. Questions? All right, number 3. Are the variables on the same side of the equal sign or different sides of the equal sign? Different sides of the equal sign. So you have to decide which one you're going to pick on. Who do you want to pick on? The 3y. So it's positive right now. To move it, I need to subtract it. Now, a common mistake I'll see people try to subtract it from the wrong term. You subtract it from the term that's alike. So that is the 4y. Questions, girls? Good? Okay, what's 4y minus 3y? 1y plus 2 equals negative 7. Then what? Subtract 2 from both sides. So 1y equals negative 9. And then what? Divide by 1 on both sides, so y equals negative 9. Very good. Some of you might have noticed, like right here, y is the same thing as 1y. So if you wanted to drop the 1 and be done on the green step, that's fine too. If you like the dividing just to keep them all consistent, that's great. As long as you got negative 9, you're good. What are your questions? All right, here's number 4. Number 4, are we talking about variables on the same side of the equal sign or different sides of the equal sign? Same side. What do I do when they're on the same side? You just keep them the same. You just combine the like terms. What is 2x minus 8x? negative 6x. You just do whatever the sign is. So if this was plus, we would have added them. If it's minus, you just combine them however they're telling you to combine them. You don't do the opposite. So if it is subtraction, you just subtract. All right, I still have the plus 7 and I still have the equals 3. Anyone know what I would do next? Subtract the 7 from both sides. I get negative 6x equals negative 4. And then what? Divide both sides by negative 6. All right, here's where it gets tricky. Shh, girls. Focus. This is the tricky part. Right now, I'm just going to rewrite what we have so we can focus in on it. We are saying that x equals negative 4 over negative 6. What's a negative over a negative? Positive. So it's actually just positive 4 over 6. What's a number that can go into both of those? 2. So you can divide top by 2, you get 4. You can divide the bottom by 2, you get 3. This is one acceptable answer. The other would be to just start from here and type it into the calculator. Does anyone know what the calculator tells you? 0.6666666. 6.6 with a bar over it is fine. No, you would put 6 with a bar over it, okay? Either one of those answers is fine. If you like to use the calculator, put this one. If you like fractions in your head, use this one. Either one works for me. What are your questions? Now, I will tell you, you should not get any decimals or fractions on tonight's homework. So if you're getting them, you need to rework the problem because I tried to make them all whole numbers. Questions? All right, this is a good one. You guys, there is too much side chatter. All right, use your line of equality. Now, are they on the same side of the equal sign or different sides, your variables?
Different sides.
Different sides. Who would we normally pick on? The 1. What happens, though, if you move the 1? What do you have over here?
1y.
If you moved the 1y, what would you have? Nothing. We don't ever want to have nothing. So this is actually the exception to the rule. In this case, you want to move the 7y. And again, the reason is you don't ever want to just have nothing. Like you don't want to have 6y plus 24 equals nothing. That's not helpful, okay? We want to keep the variables on one side, the rest of the numbers on the other. So just get your y's on that one side. Don't make it equal to 0. That's not going to help you very much. All right, so in this case, we have 24 equals negative 6y. And then what? Divide by negative 6. Very good. So this is going to be negative 4 equals y, or y equals negative 4. Again, the reason we did it this way is because we didn't want to get nothing on this side. You could do it that way as long as you remember that this is a 0, and then you just have to get everything back over to that side. It's just making an extra step for you. You guys ready for number 6? Are you ready for number 6 now? Let me phrase it this way. Are you done with number 5? Oh, okay. So then you are ready for number 6. So as you're writing this one, decide if your variables are on the same side or different sides. Same side or different sides? What? They're on the same side, so we can just combine like terms. Do exactly what it's telling you to do. What is 6x minus 5x? 1x. And then you still have the plus 12, and you still have the equals 9. Then what? Subtract 12 from both sides. Very good. So that's x equals negative 3. or 1x equals negative 3. Do you guys want to write the 1 or not?
Yes.
Okay, if we write the 1, then what would our last step be? Divide by 1. Does dividing by 1 change anything? No, so either way you're going to get that x equals negative 3. Alright, same side, different sides. What do you think? Different. So do you want to move the negative 9x or the 1x? Yeah, in this case it's a better, excuse me, to move the negative. Anytime there's a negative, that's the one I move just because it turns it into a positive. So we need to add 9x in this case. That would give me 10 equals, what's 1x plus 9x? 10x, very good. And then your answer is 1, very good. 1 equals x. And your questions are? All right. Here's our last example of the day. How should I start this one? Careful, you want to combine these, but it's actually a negative 3x plus 2x.
Why is it like that?
Well, they're on the same side of the equal sign, so I'm just going to combine like terms, like what we did on Thursday. And the 3x is negative, so it's negative 3x plus 2x.
You would get negative 5.
You would not get negative 5. The signs are different, so you subtract them, keep the sign of the larger number, it is negative 1. So I have this 5 in the front, right? Then I have a minus 1x. Then I have the equals 7. Alright, this is one of those where even though there's no sign in front of it, it's kind of like a plus 5. So what do I want to do? The 5's already positive, so you want to subtract 5 from both sides. So that gives me negative 1x equals 2. And then what? Divide by the negative 1. So we're going to get x equals negative 2. Questions for today?